Sometimes you can drive unlimited speed on the Autobahn, sometimes you have to stick to walking pace. More and more Germans even don't make a driver's license. Why do Germans walk everywhere when Germany is a country where the car was invented? We will have a look on this. We start in history. On 29th of January 1886, Carl Benz applied for the patent for his Benz Patent Motorwagen, a three-wheeled engine-driven cart, the world's first practical modern automobile. In 1885, Gottlieb Daimler created the first motorbike, and only 60 kilometers away from Carl Benz he manufactured the Daimler motor coach, also a bit later in 1886, together with Wilhelm Maybach. The first law in Germany, the Gesetz über den Verkehr mit Kraftfahrzeugen, the Act about the traffic with motor vehicles, enters into force as from 3rd of May 1909 and is now the Straßenverkehrsgesetz, the street traffic law. This controls all traffic on the roads together with 4 regulations: the Fahrerlaubnisverordnung about the driving licenses, the Fahrzeugzulassungsverordnung about the technical aspects for vehicles on the road, the Straßenverkehrsordnung about the regulations on the roads, and the Straßenverkehrszulassungsordnung with some older regulations. Most regulations are the same or at least very similar in the EU. So let's have a closer look on these regulations. Are you allowed to drive in Germany? If you have a driving license from a member state of the EU, of course. If you have a driver license from another country, then you need also an international driving license, and you will be allowed to drive up to 6 months in Germany if you are at least 18 years old. So enough for vacation or a short business trip. If you want to stay longer, there may be countries with a similar education for driving as in Germany, and where is an act of recognition. If not, you have to make a German driving license. What is the training for a driving license about in Germany? First, you have to go to a driving school, a Fahrschule. We will just look upon a driving license for a car. This is Class B for cars up to 3.5 tons and no more than 9 seats, without towing a big trailer. You have to have at least 12 double lessons in theoretical instruction, so 12 times 90 minutes as a minimum. Later, you also have to pass a theoretical test before you are allowed to make the practical test. You have to have some mandatory practical driving lessons: 5 hours of 45 minutes on federal or country roads, 4 hours on the Autobahn, 3 hours at dawn or night. Additionally, you have as much practice lessons as you need to handle the car. Usually you get more lessons if the urban traffic is very stressful and less in rural areas. The costs for a driving license in Germany are quite high and differ a bit from region to region. For the driving school and the fees for the theoretical and practical tests, you have to calculate about 3,000 to 4,000 euro in Munich or around 2,000 euro in Hamburg, but at least 1,500 euro anywhere in Germany. You can make the theoretical and practical test as often as you need, but you have to pay for them every time, 25 euro for the theoretical and around 90 euro for the practical test. Additionally, you have to have a medical test for your eyesight and a first aid certificate. The first 2 years you get the driving license on probation. You can get your driving license for cars when you become 17, but then you have to have an experienced co-driver until you're 18. What are the basic laws in Germany? The first paragraph of the German Road Traffic Act. Participation in road traffic requires constant caution and mutual consideration. Anyone who takes part in traffic must behave in such a way that no one else is harmed, endangered or hindered, or bothered more than is unavailable under the circumstances. First, we drive on the right side, as most countries in the world. We also have kilometers, meters and other metric measurements, as almost every country in the world except of 3 like Liberia or Myanmar. If there are no other regulations at crossroads, the driver on the right has a right of way. We say right before left, rechts vor links. Red means stop. No matter if you drive a car or walk by foot, a red traffic light means stop. When I was in Lincoln, UK and waited at a red traffic light, other pedestrians walked over the street and one guy asked, "Ha, you're from Germany, right?" Right, in Germany you wait at a red traffic light no matter if a car is coming or if it is in the middle of the night. Red means stop and green means go. Even German pedestrians are always a good example, just in case a kid could watch. Repeat, red means stop, green means go. Also, when you drive by car or by bike, you stop at red. You even do not turn right if the light is red. And if there is a second line at the traffic lights in front of another junction just before the traffic lights, you stop at the second line and do not move on to the first line. Traffic lights are in front of the crossroad or junctions. There are 4 phases for the traffic lights. Green, you can drive. Yellow, you have to stop if following traffic will not be endangered through a massive braking maneuver. This phase will last 3 to 5 seconds depending on the speed that is allowed at this traffic light. Red, you stop. Red, yellow, this lasts a few seconds so you can prepare to drive on green. If the yellow light is blinking, there's a problem at the traffic light. Then the traffic signs at the traffic lights are in charge, or it is red before left if there are no further signs. Just in case there would be a policeman to control the traffic, you have to follow the signs of the policeman, not the phases of the traffic lights or the traffic signs. A blinking red light is sometimes available at a railroad crossing. If there are traffic signs at a crossroads or junction, like stop or yield, there are also signs to inform you that you have the right of way. This rectangle fried egg gives you right of way until it is reversed. This sign gives you way only at this junction. While on yield, you only have to slow down and get sure nobody is coming. You have to stop on stop. If you violate the right of way, it makes no difference if the other driver's in a car or on a bicycle. In general, a round sign with a red frame forbids something, like no bikes, no pedestrians, or not faster than 70 km per hour. If there is no defined speed limit, you are allowed to drive up to 50 km per hour in a town or a build-up area, up to 100 km per hour on country roads, and a recommended speed of 130 km per hour on the Bundesautobahn. A triangle with a point on top warns you. The symbol in the middle shows you about what, like bicycle drivers, deer crossings, or dangerous curves. A red round sign with a white bark prohibits to enter the street, usually at one end of a one-way street. The other end has this sign and shows you the direction. Often bikes are allowed to use both sides, then this sign is attached. Blue round signs are signs giving orders. So where is a way for pedestrians or for bikes or for both, and then you have to use it or you have to drive in that direction. If you want to stop driving, this will show you a parking place and this a water closet. Attention with these signs, they prevent parking. With one bark, you are only allowed to stop to let someone off, with 2 barks, you are even not allowed to stop at all. You are also not allowed to stop on an Autobahn or Kraftfahrstraße, except it is an emergency. Running out of fuel is no emergency, but a violation of law. If you don't have a breakdown lane, you should try to go to these emergency boxes. Is traffic slowing down in case of a traffic jam? You have to create a Rettungsgasse, a corridor for emergency vehicle access. The left lane drives to the left, the other lanes drive to the right. You're not allowed to pass on the breakdown lane, in the Rettungsgasse, or if you're a driver of a motorbike, between the lanes. In general, every road user has his own space, the pedestrians, the bicycle riders and the motor vehicle drivers. If there is your space, you have to use it. This is usually shown by the blue round signs or because the sidewalk is built or a bicycle lane is marked on the floor. If there is no dedicated space, you move to the next faster space. If there is no bike lane, you bike on the street. And if there is no sidewalk or pavement, you walk on the street. It is recommended if you have to walk on the street, you do not walk on the right, but on the left to face the coming cars, just in case they don't see you, you see them and may avoid them. If a bicycle driver is on the road or on a bike lane next to the road, you are only allowed to overtake them if you can keep 1.5 meters of safety distance. If you can't, you have to stay behind. If you turn right or left and a pedestrian wants to cross the street, they have the right of way, same if you leave a roundabout. Roundabouts are quite common in Germany. After they were invented in the UK, Germany started using them in the 1980s, and now it's a junction of choice, as it is cheaper than traffic lights, faster than traffic signs, and are better up to a certain amount of traffic. So here are lots of roundabouts. Slow down if you have to enter and give way, and if you want to leave, blink right and pay attention on bikers and pedestrians that may have the right of way. We also have Fahrradstraßen, bicycle streets, or even verkehrsberuhigte Bereiche, commonly known as Spielstraßen, traffic calms areas, where you are only allowed to drive walking pace. There are also Tempo 30 zones. When you enter these zones, there will be no further speed limit and almost no further signs like stop or yield or similar, and all streets should be right before left. These streets and zones are often used in housing areas. Oh, by the way, as usual in Germany, about 80% of the cars have a stick shift and only 20% are automatic. Why is explained here in this video. It is cheaper and saves fuel. If you want to rent a car and you're not fine with a manual car, you should request an automatic. All cars have to be checked every 2 years if they are technically fit for the roads. If you have kids younger than 12 years, you have to use special seats to secure them, and every passenger and driver, if not pregnant, has to fasten the seat belts. Taxis will usually have 2 special seats for kids above 9 kg. Baby seats below 9 kg are usually not available in taxis. As a motorcycle driver, you have to wear a motorcycle helmet. If you have a breakdown or accident, you have to secure the area with a warning triangle. You always have to carry it in your car. You have to wear a high visibility vest that you also have to carry in your car, as well as a first aid kit. The distance for the triangle in the direction of the traffic depends on the kind of street and starts at about 50 meters in the town, over 100 meters on country roads and up to 200 meters on Autobahn. You also have to help other people in need as good as you can, not only around traffic issues. You should not put yourself into danger, but if there is no an open fire or risk to fall, there is probably no danger for you. At least you have to call 112 for the fire brigade or medics, or 110 O for the police. If you do not help, you violate the law for non-assistance of a person in danger. When you help and provide first aid, this is the best you can do, and you will not be fined if something went wrong. You have to help. That is why every driver in Germany has to make a first aid certificate. While the Germans always complain about the traffic and the drivers, foreigners usually praise the German drivers as very good. In German driving schools, you learn to be aware if there is someone with an external license plate, as they may brake abrupt or drive slowly as they don't know the way. How intense was your training for your driving license? Do you have similar traffic signs? Write it down in the comments. Thank you for your attention and see you next time.